Imagine the world holding its breath, not in anticipation, not in fear, but in absolute stillness. The kind of stillness that swallows sound, that leaves behind only the whisper of the wind through empty streets. This isn't a nightmare. This is what happens the moment we disappear. The first thing to go is movement. It happens so fast, so quietly, you almost didn't notice. One moment, everything's alive and moving, and then suddenly, it all just stops. A deep, unnatural stillness takes over the world that never rests. It feels wrong. It feels like the beginning of something terrible. Planes, gold medal birds slicing through the sky, keeps flying, driven only by the dead commands left on autopilot. No one is at the controls, no eyes watching, no hands guiding. These are the final moments. So they'll drop from the sky like forgotten machines, crashing into fire, silence, and ruin. The people are just gone. Only empty cockpits remain. Down below, across the lifeless streets of our cities, trains, and metros, those iron snakes of our daily lives still race ahead. But there is no one inside. No passengers, no drivers, just machine chasing a ghost schedule. For a while, they'll keep going, thundering down empty tracks until they crash. The scream of twisting metal echoes through silence, abandoned stations. No one is there to hear it. Cars, the very simple symbol of our freedom, turns into the tools of destruction. The ones still moving, now without drivers, become deadly missiles, slamming through walls, flipping, burning. Chaos on every road, and the park ones, they are just there, lifeless, like forgotten statues on empty streets. Dust begins to cover them. Rust creeps. They stand as reminders of a world that stopped without warning, frozen in time, waiting for no one. Along the footpath, every sound feels louder, sharper, cutting through the unnatural silence. An old wooden bench holds a single ceramic mug, still warm, steam rising slow into the air. The smell of coffee lingers, rich and familiar, but now strangely out of place. A simple moment of comfort, frozen in time. No hand reaches for it, no one returns. Just a silent witness to a world that was violently interrupted. Dogs roam on the streets, confused, their eyes scanning for faces that will never return. Their tails hang low, no excitement, no purpose. Cats remain still on windowsills, watching the silent intensity as if they are trying to solve a puzzle that no longer has an answer. The usual voices, barks, meows, voices, sirens, is gone. What's left is just silence. Not peaceful, but hollow. Only the wind moves now, threading its way through the emptiness, as if searching for signs of life that no longer exist. In less than a day, the invisible thread that powered civilization, the electric grid, begins to fail. One by one, power stations fall silent. The constant hum of controlled energy fades into stillness. Thermal plants, without any human hands to guide them, overheat and shut down, the system collapsing under their own weight. Nuclear facilities, one watched with obsessive care, slip into silence, their finely balanced cores left to drift into darkness. No alarms, no interventions, just systems unraveling quietly, methodically, following the rules that were built upon, now without anyone left to break them. Hydropower and solar energy, which came from nature's lasting forces, might keep working a little longer, a brief fight against the growing darkness. But soon, even they will stop, without people to take care of them. Their machines will fail, and their energy won't be used. One by one, the lights around the world go out, leaving everything into dark. Water stops flowing. The pump that kept it moving falls silent, useless. Toilets run dry, a clear sign of how much we depend on them. Food left in refrigerators start to rot, slowly turning bad in the quiet. Garbage piles up, uncollected, showing the first sign that nature is starting to take over again. Everything is breaking down, and there is no one to stop it. The silence in the zoos feels heavy and full of fear. The loud roars and the growls are gone. Lions, tigers, and bears walk alone, confused and hungry, trapped in their cages. They wait for people who will never come, for food that will never arrive. The wild power turns angry and dangerous in the quiet, like something is waiting to break free. In just 1 week, nature begins its fierce fight to reclaim what was taken. Subway tunnels, one lifelines beneath the city, start to leak and then flood. As underground water breaks through crack, follows ancient path long forgot. Glass skyscrapers, symbol of human pride and power, don't stay strong for long. Tiny hairline fractures appear first, then spread like spider webs as the earth's slowly but unstoppable pressure forces them. Moss, the stubborn pioneer, creeps steadily over the cold concrete walls, covering every surface like a green living blanket. In the dark corners of empty kitchens and bedrooms, fungus blooms in silence, colorful, fast growing, and unstoppable, turning homes into quiet battlegrounds where nature silently takes control. The twisted bars of lion's cage stand as brutal reminder of unleashed primal power. The lion strides with fierce royal authority through the ruins of what was once carefully controlled world. Now his kingdom, wild and untamed. Pets, one trusted companions, have broken free from their bonds, gathering into savage packs. Dogs, once loyal and gentle, have turned into wild and dangerous. Cats, cunning and silent, vanish into the shadows. Their survival instincts sharpen into the world where only the strongest endure. 1 month later, the truth can't be ignored. The earth is pushing back hard. Lightning strikes with no warnings, hitting old unprotected power lines and sparking fires that quickly spread without anyone to fight them. Building, once a symbol of human pride and power, turn into raging fire, burning wild and free. No firefighters, no help, just destruction swallowing everything. Ashes rise and fall like cold, ghostly snow drifting over the empty streets of silent cities. The world has fallen into darkness, and nature is taking back what was lost. Slowly, fierce, and without mercy. Highways, once crowded with endless streams of cars, now lie broken and forgotten. Cracks swallow the hard grey concrete as thick grass and weeds claw their way up. A wild, unstoppable force crushing a man made world. Empty offices, buildings stand like hollow tombs, their shattered glass reflecting a world lost to silence and decay. Inside, owls watch from the dark corners, snakes slither through the broken walls, and the quiet is filled with creepy whispers of nature taking back its kingdom. Slow, relentless, and unforgiving. The world we carefully built piece by piece is now falling apart, slow and quiet. Everything is breaking down and fading away. The whole year has passed, and the seasons come and go, like they always did, without us. Rain poured down empty streets, turning them into rushing rivers with no one to stop the flow. Snow covers silent cities like a cold, white blanket, hiding the ruins of everything we once dreamed of. The wind blows through the broken rooftops, carrying soft, haunting sounds of the world taking back what it lost. Still bends and decay, concrete cracks and fall apart. Only the toughest buildings stand, and the old trees, wise and patient, still hold their ground, watching over a world that has fallen into quiet darkness. 5 years later, the world has changed in a powerful way. The air, once heavy with smoke and poison, is sharp and fresh, carrying a wild scent of flowers blooming freely. Rivers that were once clogged with filth now run clear and alive, full of fish returning in shining schools. Ocean, once poisoned by humans, pulse again with life. Birds fill the silent skies with their songs, building nests in broken skeletons of traffic lights, taking over the very signs of human control and making them their own. It's claiming everything with fierce strength. 50 years later, almost nothing is left from when humans ruled. Bridges that were once connected cities are falling apart, rusted and broke, crashing into the rivers. Tall buildings that reached for the sky now lean and fall, their pieces slowly sinking back into the ground. Cities that were once full of life and technology are now covered by thick vines and big trees. Streets disappear under green plants, and the empty buildings are covered with moss. Nature has taken over everything, turning busy places into quiet, forgotten ruins. What we built with pride, steel, stone, and concrete, felt like forever, carved into time's heart. But nature's patience, quiet and deep, outlasts our towers' secret sweet. She never needed us. That never runs clear. It's we who needed her after a year. 10,000 years passed, an unimaginable expanse of time, and no trace of us remained. No building piercing the sky, no sprawling cities humming with activity. Perhaps a few fragments of metal buried deep beneath the layers of soil and roots, silently witness to a civilization long. Imagine if you will be an alien consciously visiting this planet in the distant future. What would they find? A paradise, lush, vibrant, teeming with life, untouched by heavy hand of humanity. They might pause, their senses registering the subtle anomalies, the faint echoes of our presence and want. Did intelligent life ever live here? And the earth, in its ancient wisdom, will whisper on the breeze. Yes, but not I. And I, a man, once walked the streets, the comfort of the steaming coffee, who understood the language of barking dogs and purring cats. I ask myself, in this profound silence, were we truly necessary, or were we just a fleeting, noisy phase in the Earth's long story? Perhaps, just perhaps, the planet breathes a little easier without us. So, the next time you find yourself caught in traffic, a familiar frustration of our busy lives, or when you impatiently tap your foot at a slow Wi Fi connection, take a moment, look